Hello everybody, welcome to Boost Your Tutor. Today we'll be going over the top 10 blue limited cards for Theros Beyond Death. Let's get right to it. Number 10, knotty slinger. 1 in a blue for a creature siren. It's a 1/3. It has flash, flying, and when it enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -X, -O until end of turn, or X is your devotion to blue. So, not the most exciting looking creature, but just does a lot of little things pretty well. 2 mana, you get a 1/3. Okay, that's good against aggressive decks. It has flying, I love that. It can ping in for every turn. Has flash, so you can sometimes get like a small creature, and then has this little ability to make other things smaller. So really get them in combat with other tricks and stuff. Just all around a very nice, efficient creature. It's always going to be a -1, -O. Sometimes it'll be a -4, -O. Just get their big creature. Just all around really good creature. Not amazing or anything, but just very efficient. Number 9, Calliphy, Beloved of the Sea. 1 blue for a legendary enchantment creature, demigod. It's a star 3. Its power is equal to your devotion to blue. And creatures and enchantments you control have spells your opponents cast that target this permanent cost 1 more to cast. So 3 mana for a 2/3, because that's 2 blue already. Could easily be a 4/3 for 3 mana, which is just really good. And then the fact it makes everything that targets your creatures or enchantments 1 more is super annoying. Like the War from the Spark, Kasmina, she was always so annoying for my opponents. They'd always forget. Yeah, it's not going to stop a lot of things, but it's definitely going to make things just have a little bit of a tempo swing, and I really like that, especially at 3 mana. Very nice creature, and the fact that it can just beat really well, really good. Number 8, Protean Thaumaturge. 1 in a blue for a 1/1 creature human wizard. Has constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Protean thaumaturge become a copy of another target creature, except it has this ability. So I don't like that this is a 1/1 because it can die so easily, but the fact that it can come down turn 2 and then turn 3, it's just the best creatures on the board. Very nice, and you can just keep scaling it that way. Can get out of hand. I mean, just give this anything with flying. It's awesome. Just a really nice card that's good early game, good late game, and is always the best creature on the board. Number 7, Shimmering Chimera. 3 in a blue for a 3/2 flyer. It's enchantment creature Chimera. At the beginning of your upkeep, return up to 1 other target enchantment you control to its owner's hand. So 4 mana for a 3/2 flyer. Not the best stats, but you'll play that. That's a good swing in the air. But the fact that you can bounce other enchantments back to your hand if you want. You don't have to because it's up to. You can just pick 0. But the fact you have some kind of banishing light or something and use it on an early creature, and now it's later in the game and they have a big creature out, just bounce it back. Yeah, they get that small creature back, but now you're going to put on their biggest creature. Just the shenanigans you can do with this, very nice. Really like it. Number 6, Ceres Enraptured. 2 in a blue for a 2/3 legendary creature human. It enters the battlefield tapped. It doesn't untap during your untap step if you control Reflection, and when it enters the battlefield, create a 3/2 blue Reflection creature token. For 3 mana, you're basically getting a 5/5. That's not too bad. It's just spread over 2 creatures, but still. So I like to think about this as if you had a creature that was a 3/2, and when it died, your next turn you get a 2/3. And that's pretty good. You would always play that. So this card is just super good, especially if you have ways to blink it in. You could just be making reflections over and over. Just wow, really good creature. That's all I gotta say. Number 5, Thassa's Intervention. X blue for an instant. Choose one. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put up to 2 of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Or counter target spell unless its controller pays twice X. So, I mean, it helps you dig a lot, but you only get to draw 2 cards, but still, if you're digging for 5, that's pretty good. You can get just the 2 best cards out of 5. That's, yeah, amazing, especially late game when you're just trying to find an answer or a creature or something. And then carrying their spell unless they pay twice of X. I mean, that's if you paid 3 for this, they'd have to pay 2, and a lot of times that's going to get them. So it's just a nice way, especially late game, like I said, to get their bomb, and they can't pay for it. Early game really sets off a little tempo swing there. So yeah, overall, really good. Number 4, Thassa, Deep Dwelling. 3 and a blue for a 6/5 legendary enchantment creature god. Has indestructible. As long as your devotion to blue is less than 5, Thausa isn't a creature. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to one other target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. And then 3 in a blue, tap another target creature. So bouncing your creature and then bringing it back, great for ETBs, of course. This is a nice way to do that. Like I said, with Aurelios right there, you're just making 3/2 reflections all the time. Its other ability, tap another target creature, is a little expensive at 4 mana, but still, late in the game, if you're able to tap down 2 of their creatures, ouch, that's just going to open up a lot of attacks for you. Even just tapping down one creature, they're like big 5/5 or just preventing their flyer from attacking you, that's fine. And then, of course, if you get Devotion go off, 6/5, that's going to hurt. So all around, pretty good god, I have to say. Okay, and the next 3 are like the bombs, I think, of blue. They were all at number 1 at one point, but I ended up going with number 3, Thriax, the Sudden Storm. I think that's how you say that. 3 blue for a legendary creature, Elemental Giant. He's a 4/5 with a flash, flying, and spells you cast with converted mana cost 5 or greater cost 1 less to cast and can't be countered. Holy crap. 5 mana for a 4/5 flyer. I'd play that any day. The fact that it's flash, ouch. That's just end of turn, play this guy. And then late in the game, all your big spells cost 1 less and can't be countered. Like, that is amazing. That is so good. No blue deck would never play this card. Like, you're always playing this card no matter what. And Devotion, right there, you got 2 blue to go with it. Oh, such a good card. Number 2, Nadir Kraken. 2 blue for a 2/3 creature Kraken. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1. If you do, put a +1/+ counter on this creature and create a 1/1 blue tentacle creature token. What? For 3 mana, you get a 2/3. Okay, not the best stats, but that'll do. Then, your next turn, it becomes a 3/4, and you make a 1/1 tentacle creature. That just gets out of control so fast. Not even taking account that you can have other spells that help you draw cards. This thing just goes crazy if it stays on the board. The only problem with it is a little bit fragile as a 2/3, so it might be getting killed pretty fast. But still, like I said, if it stays on the board, just watch out. It's going to take over the whole game. And talk about taking over the whole game, our number 1, Cura, Best the Sea God. 5 blue for Enchantment Saga. Its first chapter is create a 8/8 blue Kraken creature token with hexproof. Its second chapter is tap all non-land permanents target opponent controls. They don't untap during their controller's next untap step. And chapter 3, gain control of target permanent and opponent controls, untap it. Holy crap. So the only downside of this card is it's 7 mana, which in sealed, that's fine. Draft's a little bit harder to do, but if you're going to first pick this, you're going to work around it and make sure it gets out. Once it comes down, though, it's pretty much unbeatable. I mean, you're making 8/8 hexproof. Nothing they can do about that. Doesn't have trample or anything, but that's fine. It's an 8/8. Next one, it taps down their creatures and keeps them tapped down for a whole extra turn. Like, so you're basically hitting them for 8. I mean, maybe they'll play a creature that can block the Kraken, but still, you got other creatures, I'm sure, out that are going to attack. And then its last, you just steal a permanent of theirs. Any permanent, doesn't matter. Creature, artifact, land if you want. Just, wow, what a beating. What an unfair card to play against. So, yeah, though it is hard to play at 7 mana, it's still just so amazing. It has to be number 1. All right, there we go. Blue started off a little weak, but as it got towards the top, got pretty good, I think. So, yeah, looking forward to playing blue. If you want to follow me on Twitter, booster_tutor, and stay tuned for all the other colors coming up. This program brought to you by viewers like you.